Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Your Delusional podcast hosted by myself, LaTerra, Wair. Hi guys. So it's another week. I hope that you guys are doing well. I figured out the problem with Spotify. I figured out the problem with Apple Podcasts, and you know what that means? We are up on all platforms now. We are streaming. We are going live. If you do not know, this podcast is available in an audio only form, which is where we started, and is available via this streaming form. Be sure to share the pod. Tell everyone that you know. Tell your mom, your cousin, sister, uncle, autumn people. Tell them. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another week. I hope you guys are doing good. This week is good for me. Let's catch up. There's been nothing super crazy new this week. I started going to look for stuff for all the holiday season things that are coming up. Like, fall isn't a holiday, but it's a season. So like fall, Thanksgiving, Halloween. I haven't started looking for Christmas stuff yet. I think that it's way too soon to do that, but the Halloween and the fall stuff usually comes out at the same time. So I've been getting stuff like that. I've been setting up my office. I'm trying to really work on the division of my spaces, and I start school again on Monday. So I need to get that space figured out. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, what else is coming up? Guys, my birthday is in 2 weeks. If you guys don't know, I was born on August 30th, 1999. Your girl is turning 26. That's crazy. But speaking of turning 26, today's topic is brought to you guys based on a question. Someone asked me where I have this confidence, or did my confidence come along with my age? I thought that was really interesting. Before I get into this, I need to say I am immensely grateful for you guys, and so glad that you guys are receiving the pod well. So glad that you guys are supporting me in this platform growth that we are doing. I'm really, really, really thankful. I don't know how to tell you guys more that I'm so thankful, but I love these comments. I love when you guys DM me. I love when you tell me about, just everyday things that we can comment and chit chat on. Once a month, when we start getting more people in, or even the people that we have, I want to do a segment of the podcast where I just ask you guys random questions, and we literally just go down a rabbit hole and yip and yap about the delusional thoughts that we may share, right? Anyway, so just wanted to say that. But getting into today's episode theme, we are going to be talking just about confidence. And I kind of just want to tell you guys about how I became me. In saying that, I'm saying that because if you were to have known me from in elementary school, I am someone, my backstory is I grew up in a kind of small town that turned into a bigger town that turned into a bigger town. And I live in the DFW Metroplex, which is a huge place, but I grew up and lived within a small city of the DFW, right? And so growing up, I don't think that I ever didn't have confidence. I've always been very into myself and been very me. And as far as everyone has told me, I've never kind of been any other way. But then I went through this transitional phase and I started school. When I was in school, I have a very hard time talking to people. I don't know if it comes off this way to you guys, but in real life, I'm someone who has to think about things 3 to 4 times before I even say it, because I just get very anxious and I sit there and I imagine the entire conversation going on in my head before it even goes on. And so I've had to learn from that. Sometimes you can't think about the whole conversation. Sometimes you just have to get through the hi, how are you, and see where it goes from there. That's been my reality my entire life. So when I was little and going to school and stuff like that, I didn't have a hard time socializing, because most kids are kind of shy in the beginning. But as I got older, I did start to realize I do have a little bit of a harder time socializing. When I can talk to people, we get along just fine, but it's just that initial getting to talk to them and saying hi, basically. Because of that, like I said, when you're little, it didn't matter too much and everything was cool. And then I think that I was starting to ease out of it because I was making friends, and I grew up basically in this small town. I've went to 3 schools my whole life. I went to an elementary school from pre-K until 5th grade. So I spent 7 years there. And then I went to a middle school with most of the same people that I went to elementary school with. And I went there from 6th grade to 8th grade. And then I went to high school. And when I went to high school, my neighborhood zoning changed. So I ended up going to school with like a bunch of people that I didn't know. And that was one of the hardest transitional times in my life. I did not have a lot of confidence, and the confidence that I did have, it was based and rooted in the fact that I have been with these people that I've known basically my entire life, or basically my like entire social developmental life. So let's go back a little. When I was in the 2nd grade, I had this guy. He like really like liked me. I really liked him. Like all this kind of kiddie stuff, right? And I think that this is also when I realized that I put a lot of validation in the way that other people perceived me and the way that other people like thought of me and what they thought that I like looked like and all this kind of stuff. And also, sorry if when I'm talking about this, I look a little awkward or I sound a little awkward. This isn't something I've ever, I think, like expressed to people. So I'm literally telling you guys this for the first time and getting like this off my chest for the first time. And it feels like I'm diving through a childhood trauma or something like that. No better place to do it here, right? Going through that, I liked this guy, he liked me. Everything was all cool, hunky dory. But then my hair, I remember, was braided, right? And this is all going to play into a thing later too, but my hair was braided at the time and we were all cool. My hair, I think, had been braided since the beginning of this school year, and then we get like a month into the school year and then I had to take my hair down. When I took my hair down, it was giving that traditional, like, you know what your mom puts in your hair when you're little and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't really think anything of it. I just kind of thought like, oh, my hair is just up in like a little plaid and beret type of thing, right? And I got to school this day and I saw the boy who like literally has been sitting here yapping, flirting with me. I mean, we're literally like, I think I was 7 at the time when this was happening, because I'm always like a year younger than the people in my grade. So I think I was 7. And then I saw him and he made fun of me. And I was like, oh, okay. And immediately, guys, I have a theory that your memories are triggered by like traumatic things or very like bursts of happiness and all this kind of stuff. This is a core memory for me. It's something that I wanted to forget, but I don't ever want to forget it, right? It's something that has grown with me and developed, and it's like festered in my soul. And there's a couple things in this. In that moment, like I said, realized I care a lot about what other people think. I think that growing up with just my brothers for the most part, like we were all pretty sheltered. And so it was just us. And my siblings have always liked me, I guess is the best way to put that. And I've always liked them. Like we've never had a bad relationship. So I never had to deal with the concept of someone not liking me or not accepting me or like being mean to me because of this. And I think this was my first time that's happened. And then coupled with that, it was someone who like I liked. This was probably like my first little childhood crush that I can consciously remember. And yeah, I think in that moment it was really crazy for me because I was like, dang, like this is my natural form. You know what I mean? Like when my hair is braided and all this kind of stuff, like that, I'm me for sure, but like that is not what I look like naturally, like all the time, you know? And so I think it was hard for me to accept that someone really like was kind of put off by me in my natural state. And y'all, that sat with me a long time in life. And when I say a long time in life, I mean that sat with me like until I was probably like 20, a very long time in life. After that, I went on to the 3rd grade, and then the boy who like made that ugly comment to me, or not ugly, like I'm thinking about it and like I don't feel as if he should have said that, but that is how he felt. And as children, I don't think that you know how to necessarily like hold certain things back because you're not trying to make anyone feel bad. You're just expressing how you feel. Telling the story, I was never like mad at him or anything like that. It was just kind of that. And then also he just never talked to me again for real. And I was like, dang. And so also from that, I went on to the next year, and then this same guy's cousin infatuated with me. It was real crazy. His name is Jesse. Shout out to you because you gave me confidence that I really needed. That little spark really gave me the motivation to be like, oh, people can like me for me, and like boys will like me for me, and da 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 da. So in between this time, when I got out of the second grade and got into the third grade, these two things that I'm about to say, they're not related, but these just happened to coincidentally happen at the same time. I started gaining bukus of weight, right? I was a plump kid. Like, I feel like I had to have already been 100 something pounds by the fourth grade. And for reference, I'm 5'3.5". So at that time, I couldn't have been more than like maybe 4 or 5. And that's pushing it probably, right? And I was a chunky little kid. And so moving forward from that and being a chunky little kid, I just like, I don't think I ever thought about it. Like, I kind of knew that I was like more overweight. And then like I've told you guys, I've gone to the doctor and he's been like, hey, your BMI and that. And I'm like, okay, I get that. Like, right. And I can see it. And it just has never meant nothing to me because I was like, okay, like whatever. And then there are so many women around me who are also bigger women, and no one has ever like body shamed me in a way, which is something that I think is a little different. Like, I think that throughout my life, I got comments about my weight and about me being like a little bigger person, but no one ever around me like body shamed me for being bigger until I got into public, like until I got into school and like after school things. And it wasn't like adults, it was children, like people my age, my peers, right? Your biggest ops, it'd be them, your biggest ops. And I got to the 5th grade, and I remember I told one of my friends that I had this huge crush on this guy, and then like all this stuff happened and I had to leave school for a little bit. I ended up coming back to school, and then when I came back to school, I also had these like Barbie dolls. I remember that I used to play with like Barbies and Bratz dolls and stuff like this like all the time, and I was really into like making little videos and stuff when I first discovered what like just like little videos and how people do like claymation and stuff. I would just make little doll videos or whatever. And so then I would also be that person who like takes my dolls to school I don't think I was taking them to school to play with them. I think that I was like trading dolls with my friends, and we just like swapped them or whatever. But I remember this time that I left school for a couple weeks and I forgot my dolls in like my cubby, right? I was talking to my friend, and she was like, yeah, I talked to so-and-so for you because I know you said, you know, you liked him, da 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 da. And he says that he doesn't like you because you're too fat. And I said, y'all, my heart, it sank. It wasn't one of those like, I'm very understanding, and I understand also I am not everybody's cup of tea. I think I've understood that for a very long time. That's something in 2nd grade that trauma stuck with me, and it came right back up here. I literally was so sad, and then I remember seeing my dolls in my cubby, and I like pushed them in the cubby, and I was just like really embarrassed. And like, I think this is like the 2nd time in my life that I have felt true embarrassment and true just like uncomfortable, and I had no confidence. After that happened to me, my confidence honestly was very shot. I then started like going on forums on the internet, doing all these things, trying to like learn how to lose weight and lose weight really fast. I tried to like go on this like crazy diet the summer before I went into middle school, just because I was like, okay, well, I'm going to middle school, things can be fresh. I'm going to see these like same people next year and all this stuff. Crazy stuff. Or it's not crazy, but it does just feel kind of crazy because like thinking about it, I was literally like 10, and like who cares? You know, like you're literally 10. There's so many things that I could have been worried about besides that. It's very important for children to have confidence and confidence in themselves, because it really allows them to dive into the full-fledged person that they want to be. Moving forward from that situation, I continued to go on through school, and then I got into social things. Like I was on the academic team, I was in band, I was the student council president, I was in the art club, like all these kind of things. And that's what I kind of cling to make friends, because since I didn't have any self-confidence, I didn't know how to like go up to people and how to like make friends or ask people to be my friends that had like similar interests and stuff like that. Throughout this time, it was very hard for me, because this is the time where you start going through those developmental phases and people start to really like people, and kids' bodies are changing and all this kind of stuff. And I think that for me, going through puberty was something that was just very interesting, because I was never that girl who had enough confidence to like think that a guy liked me. After this point, I think I had one middle school boyfriend, and it was more so a proximity boyfriend type of thing. And yeah, I don't know, but I just didn't really have a lot of confidence in middle school. I thrive in the places that I thrive in, right? I thrive in social settings. I thrive in like my personality. I was always the person who was like very covered up. I was never really risky in like clothing options and hairstyles and anything like that. I then got braces in 7th grade and like all this kind of stuff. And like, I was the girl who, in my essence, I'm the girl who just kind of sits in class and I do my work, and I like fell in love with school, right? I love school and all this kind of stuff. And I think it's because I didn't have the confidence to really pursue a heavy social life outside of that and have the confidence to do that. So I just leaned into what I could do by myself, and I leaned into what I could do with like as little help as possible, or I could get from adults and I don't have to talk to like my peers. It's really sad. Moving forward from that, that was, like I said, a path that I really like leaned heavy in. And because of that, it was just really like, it wasn't lonely. I actually had a very good time, but all of my interactions were purely based out of the knowing that this is it. Like, do not try and go any further. You will only accept the friendship that other people are giving you. And I craved friendship. I craved the just intimacy of knowing that like people were there for you, I guess. And I think it was because as well, I craved the knowing that I was not being rejected in a way, if that makes any sense. Because before, when I had these confidence like valleys, it felt like I was always so scared of like waiting for the next person to just tell me like, I don't want to be your friend. Hey, I'm not into you. Hey, and like, it was never like that. I'm saying all this to say these are things that are in my mind, right? Nothing around me. No one was bullying me. No one was making fun of me. It was just this like one comment, and then this other one comment 3 years before that completely changed a lot of stuff for me. I got into that, and then I was one of those people who was like constantly on my phone, constantly on social media, just like trying to be involved, trying to be interactive, because I didn't want to be forgot about, I guess. And flash forward to now, I think that's so crazy, because there will be times where I don't mean to not text people back and everything, but I just get so wrapped up in whatever, and I just forget my phone is there because I'm so in this life and in living and everything. Moving forward, I guess, in this whole thing, and why I'm saying this is I'm sitting here right now in a place where like I came out of it. I think when I went to college and I realized, how do I say this? I went to a college that was very accepting of me. I was someone who, I don't want to say was very like sought after, but like I knew what it was. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like, I'm trying to say this in the most like humbling way, because I don't ever want to come off like sounding like weird or anything like that. Being in that environment made me really feel like, oh, you're her. More so when I went throughout college and I realized that people like me for me. And on top of that, because I'm perceived a certain way by a lot of people, like a lot of people tell me off bat, they think I am very like mean or not friendly or anything like that. And I'm like, bro, I just got real bad RBF. Like, I'm real sorry. I blame my mom. I don't know. I got real bad RBF, right? But like, I'm this girl, like this person that you guys see every week. Like, this is me, you know, like I don't know. I talk about, this last couple of weeks, I heard the last couple of weeks I've been hearing the word representative a lot. And my representative, I try my best to make her as close to me as possible. Like, I wake up, I eat, breathe, sleep, poop, work out in me. If you meet me outside in any setting, like, this is her. I don't think anyone can ever say they've come up to me and I've just been like this completely rude person and whatever, unless something's going on, and but I don't try and take that out on everyone else. And so when I started to realize that, and when I understood like who I was as a person, I think the conversation became more so in my head, like, why not me, right? That's what I really want to focus on. We go through life, I think, thinking that everyone perceives you and everyone is looking at you and you're not awarded certain chances and opportunities and you can't have certain things, and like, you can't be the girl that this person wants, or you can't be the guy that this girl wants, but like, why not? Once I realized that you can have anything in life that you want within reason. When you realize that, there's so much more out there for you. And I think that there is a confidence in that. To the person that asked me if confidence came with age, yes and no. It did come with age because it's something that I had to grow through because I didn't really talk to people about how I wasn't confident. I was not confident for the first 20 years of my life. And I'm just about to turn 26. I tell you guys that sounds crazy. I've spent a fifth of my life basically like being confident, and the other 4/5 I was not happy. I was not confident in myself. I was always second guessing everything, and something clicked in my brain and I was like, why not? You know, like, why not me? Why can't I be confident? Why can't I have the guy that I want to have? Why can't I go pursue the career that I want to pursue? Why can't I be in these rooms that I want to be in? Why can't I learn these skills that I crave to learn, that I know will make me happier, that I know will advance me? Like, why not me? There's no answer. That's what I really had to understand, is there is no answer. There's not a why not. That is all mental. Like, that is me mentally stunting myself and mentally like holding myself back because I am afraid, because I think that I will be rejected, because I think that I will not be received the way I want to be received. And I had to realize none of that is in my control. All I can do is choose to show up and be the person that I am. And I think that really changed the game for me. Really changed my game confidence wise, because just in that simple fact alone, I can only be me. In this world right now, we see so many people being themselves and so many people just showing up every day, and you see a lot of people that are duplicates. You see a lot of people that literally word for word, bar for bar, copy everything another person is doing. And that's cool if that's what they want to do. But unfortunately, like, that lane is taken. Like, that is somebody else's life. That is what they were ordained with. And that is who they are. Like, but who are you? Like, who am I? You know? And that's the thing, like, too, is no matter how much you want to change something or whatever, like, you cannot change who you are. There are certain things that this will always be me. I think that I had to learn and live and accept the fact that I will show up as LaTerra every single day. No matter how I want to wake up, how I don't want to wake up, this is me. This is who I am. And if this is what I'm given in this life, why not? Like, why not be the person who goes after everything that she wants? You know what I mean? And like, why not be the person who is walking down the street, enjoying their life, not thinking about anything? Why not be the person that goes after the guy that she wants and that gets the guy that she wants? Or why not be the person that's okay with sitting with being yourself, like sitting and validating yourself? Confidence is one of those things that it is definitely a choice. There's this movie that I watched, and I don't know if I've referenced it on here or not, but it's called If I Stay. She says a line in the movie, and she says, sometimes in life we make choices and sometimes choices make us. And confidence is a choice. Confidence is a choice that will make you. And it is a choice that you make as well. So yeah, to that person, confidence came to me late in life, very late in life. I am not always confident. I am one of the most self-conscious people that I think that I know personally. And I think that I may hide that very well, but I'm also very honest and very open with people around me and letting them know that like, hey, like, I'm not super confident knowing that this is what I'm doing or what I'm doing is right, or I'm not super confident in myself right now. There are days when I'm not super confident in my looks, right? But even in that, like I said, I have to sit there and think. Even in that, I have to sit there and think, like I said, like, this is me. And I can only be me. I can only show up as me. I am the only me. And why not me? Like, why not you? Why not choose to love yourself? Choose to show up for yourself. Choose to be the person that you need to be so that you can be okay. And confidence is one of those, like, if you are confident, then nothing else matters. Truly, like, it's one of those, if you like something, nothing else matters because you like it. If you are someone who is confident in yourself, you are the only one who has to walk around in your body. You're the only one who has to be happy with you. So be confident in yourself. Show up for yourself. Tell yourself, why not be the person that makes me feel the most confident? Because it should be you. You are you. You are that person. You are him. You are her. You are them. Whatever. Like, you need to just know that you were given your life for a reason. And this is something I always say, but you were given your life for a reason. And you should have a confidence in knowing that you will walk through this life and you will be happy because that is what you want to do. And confidence is hard. To the person who's asking, I'm sure you're asking because you may be in a period where you are lacking a little bit of confidence. And I get that. Being confident in yourself can be very hard, can be very challenging, especially at younger ages. I don't think I asked you how old you were. That's just me. And I wanted to just give you guys like a little backstory about that and let you guys know transparently, I haven't always been this confident person. I'm not a super confident person. Like, I'm going to say 40% of the time. So that's still a 60-40. Like, I have days just like everyone else where I just feel crazy. I don't feel like I'm at my best at all. And I have to walk out into the world and just think that, like, yeah, you're her. And why not me? That's the biggest thing I want you guys to take from this, is always think to yourself, like, why not me? And that's something I just carry around throughout life, is like, I never think that something could be why not me, because it could always be you. So always remember that. Moving forward into our You're Delusional segment. So the You're Delusional topic is just a topic where we talk about a statement that someone says. I give my opinion on it if I think it's delusional or not. So the You're Delusional segment is, I've been seeing this around a lot. It's people talking about the holidays and we're talking about the stores having fall stuff. If you guys don't know, at the time of me recording this, it is August the 13th, I believe, the 12th to 13th. And I do think it's a little crazy. I think that the way I'm able to go out and get fall decor right now and Thanksgiving decor and stuff is crazy because we still have at least 2 months until Thanksgiving. Maybe some of the fall leaves I get because October, but it's still a month. And I feel like it just takes away from the fun of summer. It takes away from like the season changes and all this kind of stuff. But I love getting stuff ahead of time so I'm not rushing last minute. But I do think it's a little delusional to just be celebrating or getting things for fall and everything. And I love a good fall countdown, them 89 weeks and stuff like that. But I do kind of think it's a little crazy. People have to make their coin. So what do you guys think though? Do you guys like decorating super early for holidays, or do you think that it's way too soon? Let us enjoy the summer. Let me know what you guys think. Also drop some your delusional topics that you want to talk about in the description, in the chat, in the comments. Moving into our what we watching. I'm sticking with my little superhero kind of theme. I started watching Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow, from what it seems like, is just a bunch of bad guys or people whose lives aren't super impactful to the timeline, and this guy named Rip comes and he picks them all up and gathers them, and they become a part of the Legends of Tomorrow. And they basically are just going back to certain points in history, and I'm in the first season, and they're trying to stop Vandal Savage right now. I believe that's who they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop Savage from basically just doing what he's going to do in the future. And then the guy Rip, he's a time master, and he's just kind of explaining the rules of time, and then also trying to get everyone together. They have Captain, or what's his name? Snark. Leonard Stark. He's in the show. Who else is in the show? The guy from The Flash, who has to combine with that other guy to make the fire dude. I forget what his name is, but he's in the show. Hawkboy and Hawkgirl are in the show. They're reincarnations that were in the Flash. That is what I'm watching. It's pretty good. This is the second time I'm watching it. The first time I tried to watch it, I wasn't really super into it for real. So I'm hoping that this time around I am more into it. But it's going pretty good so far. Nothing to complain about. Let me know what you guys are watching. I love TV so bad, right? And I love being able to sit here and chat with you guys in the comments just about stuff that y'all are watching or y'all are into and stuff, because I'm oh wow, it's real interesting to see that people watch similar TV, in my opinion. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another week of the Your Delusional podcast. I'm so happy to see all the new faces, all the new comment. For our audio listeners, thank you guys so much for listening in with us. Please be sure to rate the podcast up above and leave some comments. Let us know what you guys are thinking of the episodes, or if you're a visual person and also a listener to the show, please be sure to comment and subscribe to the channel for more updates on the Your Delusional pod. Yeah, guys, keep being active in that comment section. I love it. I try and reply to all of you guys, and if I'm not, call me out, let me know. But yes, if you are interested in more of the behind the scenes stuff that goes on, please follow our production company at LT Legacy Productions. And if you want to stay up to date with me and what I am doing and just see different aspects of my life, be sure to follow me at the LaTerra Wair on Instagram and on Twitter. I don't really tweet, but I am a retweeter. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week. The Your Delusional podcast is produced by LT Legacy Productions and hosted by LaTerra Wair.